Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Happy full moon in Gemini, also known as the cold moon. And those of us that are in Canada are definitely feeling the cold quite a bit. Um, so I just thought I would come on and chat a little bit about this full moon and some things to help get you through these energies and how you can help utilize these energies the best way. So, if anybody took part in May Levy's amazing activation last night, wow, that was so powerful. I think I've done all of her activations this year, and that one by far was the most powerful one. I love the fact that she had John Claude and Janine joining with her and pulling some cards and sharing their wisdom and knowledge. And I know I saw a lot of you in the chat. So very powerful work that we all did together, and just a reminder that if it is something you're interested in being a part of, you can still purchase and do the activations and they're still going to be just as powerful. So highly encourage you to take part in that. It was so powerful. To the point of whether it was the full moon energy or it was that, I slept, myself and my son, who was in the room while I did the activation, slept until like 10 o'clock this morning. My girls slept until I think like 11. My little guy actually woke up with like a little bit of a fever. So working through, I feel that I've always, not always, but for a long time, I have believed that sickness, especially fevers, are your body's natural way to detox and to let go of things that no longer serve you, which makes so much sense with this full moon. So let's get into it. Gemini, this is an air sign. Gemini is the twins, right? So this is the duality, the push and the pull. It can be hard to make decisions at this time right now. So I took some notes in case you're seeing me looking down quite a bit. So right now, so Gemini is ruled by the Mercury of planet, which is the communication planet. And yeah, so some of the things that we're dealing with right now is communication, conversation, thoughts, ideas, like the air sign, right? Online comments, being in your head a lot, right? And not in your heart so much. So that's definitely something to take into consideration right now, especially if you are having like conversations with people, whether it be in person, online, in your head, right? What kind of conversations are you having with yourself? The sun is in Sagittarius, so that's a fire sign. The two work very well together. It's an action sign, right? So very good place to have the sun and the moon together. So in regards to, this energy that we are around right now, like I said, in regards to like communication, just really watching just angry words or, heated comments or communication. Things could get like really heated right now. You may find yourself getting in arguments a lot easier, getting like frustrated. So those are things just to kind of like take into account. um I was really tested yesterday when my son actually dropped my phone, and it was like being charged and in this area that I always tell him to be really careful with, and it dropped and broke. So I had to spend a lot of money yesterday to get it fixed. And I had to really try to like work through my frustration and to not get angry with him and to just really try to work with that. And it was something like throughout the whole day that I really had to try to work through, because I mean, accidents happen, right? And I know that he did not mean to do it, but it was definitely a very expensive accident to happen. Um, so just really watch it, this time right now. Or maybe maybe something happened with you and somebody else, and maybe hearing this, you might be like, oh, okay, that makes sense, right? Maybe the moon was affecting either this person or myself and how I reacted or how they reacted to something. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then, like I said, the thoughts in your head, what are you speaking to yourself? What are you telling yourself? Are they positive affirmations, or are you telling yourself negative things, right? Are you speaking negative or down to yourself? Are you uplifting yourself? Are you trying to alchemize the situation and find the positivity? Because they're just remembering that we are the controllers of our lives. So we are the ones that get to control the way that we react to things, the way that we um, take in things as well. So, if it's so easy for us to be like, oh, this person upset me or this person made me angry. And it's like, well, no, you have to take the responsibility, and you are choosing to be upset or to be angry, or maybe they triggered something in you and you're choosing to sit in that. And definitely, whatever emotions come up, especially during a full moon, but at any time, honor those emotions as they come up, right? Honor whatever it is that is coming up. If you're being triggered, or what feelings are presenting themselves to you, honor them. And then now find a way to, like, what is this teaching me? What do I need to work through? And how can I alchemize this? How can I now turn this, into something positive, or, see this in a different light, right? Um, so yeah, right now, I know a lot of times with new moons is where we think more of things that we're wanting to call into ourselves. But in this is the last full moon of 2022, according to this kind of calendar that we're wanting to follow. It's not actually the last full moon of the astrological calendar, but of the year that we currently live in, I guess. So this is the last full moon. So it is a good time to think about what do we want to bring into our life. Manifestation. It's a really powerful moon in regards to manifestation. So just like really try to think of like letting go of judgment, both on yourself and on others. Where can we stop being so hard on ourselves, right? Give yourself space. Give yourself the space to feel what you are feeling, to feel what's coming up, whether that be emotionally, whether it be physically. I know a lot of people are dealing with sicknesses, right? And like I said, I truly believe the sickness is your body's way to slow down, to work with things, to push out things that are no longer of service to you so that you can open up. A lot of people right now are having like major ascension symptoms, right? And I think a lot of the sicknesses that we're seeing is your body's way to push things out so that we can let in more of these light codes and activate our DNA, activate our chakra systems. A lot right now going on with the chakra systems. A lot of people are feeling a lot of heart stuff. Definitely a lot of heart stuff right now. So and it makes so much sense because the Gemini is more in your headspace. So like bringing that energy down into your heart space. So where can you be more present in the now moment, and just stop and focus on everything that you have in this now moment. Grab your gratitude journal, or just, if you don't have a gratitude journal, you just want to stop and focus on all that you are grateful for. Even if you're going through a hard time, there's always, always, always something to be grateful for. So take that time, especially right now during the full moon, to just focus and give yourself space, be gentle on yourself. Maybe it's I love salt baths. So if a salt bath is something that you love or that you enjoy, it's a great way to purify at the same time. bring in some crystals. I'm going to talk about crystals in a little bit. So you can bring in crystals, you can bring in essential oils, light a candle, smudge. You guys all know how much I talk about water. It's our connection to the cosmos. So bless your water before you get into the bath water, right? And while you're in there, you can do a meditation, or you can focus on all that you are grateful for. So this full moon is taking place in Mars, so the planet of anger, which again brings that anger aspect to it. So Mars is in retrograde right now, so it's a really great time to learn how to hold that fire in. So this is where, really stopping before you speak, or before you type something out, or you send that message, whatever it may be, like I said, slow down, take the time to really think about it, maybe do a meditation or some breath work, step outside, right? And it's super, super cold here. But sometimes stepping outside in cold weather as well, right, just shocks your system, and it helps, bring in that really fresh, crisp air. This is the cold moon after all. So it is just a really good way to, just hold in that fire and not just let it all out. So a good way to use the energy of this illumination is to see how much better life is when you don't lose your temper. So to me, that was such a good reminder, just to when you don't, you let all that fire out, or you get angry and, lose your temper, you can look back at it and be proud of yourself. Like, that's another thing that we don't pat ourselves on the back enough. We don't show gratitude for ourselves enough, that, when we're able to do things differently than we may have in the past, right? This is all part of the spiral moving upwards. We handle things differently, we see things differently. And this is where we need to be really grateful for those times where we did do something differently, and maybe we didn't lose our temper. So can you keep your cool even when you are being provoked? So that's a really good one for remember when I was I'm not on a ton of social media, but social media is such a great way to be provoked by people. But so many other ways, right? There's so many other ways that we can be provoked, or we can have triggers. Again, just remembering that it is your responsibility to work through them, and to take on those emotions, not to take on the emotions, but to honor those emotions that come up and to work through them. And it is your responsibility to alchemize them. So the violet flame is a really great one. Paleo Santo is another really good one, to transmute negativity. So if you're needing help with that, light some Paleo Santo, call upon the violet flame to help you transmute anything that is no longer of service to your highest, most loving good, and send it back to source in pure love and light. It is such a great way to help move through negative or lower vibrations. So this is a really big test of this full moon. But don't worry, right? I know some of this stuff sounds like, holy shit, how am I going to deal with this, or all these energies? So don't worry about it. The first alignment that the sun makes after the full moon is going to be in the planet of Saturn. So this should kind of calm everything down in a couple days. So, if you need to hunker down inside, if things are rough for you, then, honor whatever it is that you need to do for yourself, right? So this is a good time for extra deep forgiveness as you look back at this past year. Like I said, this is the end of the calendar year that we follow right now. So both for yourself and for others, what can you release with this full moon? Who do you need to forgive, both others and yourself, or certain situations? Part of my I am statements is I am open to giving and receiving forgiveness, right? Because it truly is for holding on to things that, situations or, things that maybe were not a very good outcome or whatever, whatever it may be, holding on to that is only going to hurt yourself in the end, right? So really need to be open to giving forgiveness to others, to having forgiveness, that maybe others are forgiving us for. You may not hear it, but maybe they're also praying the same thing. And just to also remember to always forgive yourself. That's again something that we forget to do a lot of the times, and it is so, so, so important. So what was I was gonna say here? Yeah, so the forgiveness, to the forward momentum of the changes that are taking place, it's going to help you, right, to move through to the next stage if you can let go of that. Um, so yeah, so this is also like we're in a duality right now, this energy. So it's a lot of like the duality that governs our lives. So it's like the personal versus the career, your body versus your spirit, the mind versus the heart. My one of my best friends is over today, and she actually mentioned the one quote, "As above, so below, as the body, so the soul." And it was like, yeah, that is the exact energy like right now. It makes so much sense. So to find the balance between all of that, right? Balance equals harmony. So where can we find the balance? So if we're thinking about Gemini, what kind of energy is around Gemini? So it's a mutable energy. They are very adaptable, spontaneous. They love change. They're multitaskers. They like variety. They're social butterflies. They learn very quickly. They're more of a like the overview, right? Opposed to the like really digging deep into things when it comes to like learning. They can get bored very easily. It is a very fast energy. Again, like the duality, choices, opposing forces, they're made like that's where a lot of this, you could be coming head to head with people that have opposing forces or opinions, the yin and the yang, right? So right now, grounding is super, 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 super important, because we could be really stuck in our head right now in this Gemini energy. So we, in order to ground deep into Mother Gaia, will really help with that. So let's talk a little bit about, what do I want to talk about? So with this full moon energy, full moons are such a great time for reflection and for letting go. So it's a really good time for writing things down. I like to write things down that I want to let go of during full moons. So at full moons, I will write it down and I'll burn it to release it and let it go, give it gratitude for all the lessons that it brought you, even lessons that you may not have learned yet, right? But just giving it thanks and gratitude. Another good one is if you have a God box or a Reiki box, writing them down and putting them in the box, and just allowing source to take care of that, whatever it is that is causing you worry or stress, or it's just in your mind, right? What is it that's making your mind run so much? Write those down, put them in the God box, your Reiki box. I Reiki mine, and I've got, I've done Paleo Santo on it, and I've got certain crystals, and then you can come back to it, right? As you go back, checking it every once in a while, look at it and see, oh, I've released this. This is something that isn't in my mind anymore. And however you want to release it, whether it be burning it or, just releasing it in love and gratitude. Another good thing right now could be journaling. If you are somebody that likes to journal, asking yourself some questions, at this end of this calendar year, right? What previous intentions and goals have you achieved, right? what still needs to be completed or achieved in regards to like intentions and goals before you start moving on to new ones, right? Like maybe there's certain areas that it's like, oh right, I need to do some more work on this. Another good one is, where do I need to find focus in order to achieve these goals and intentions? Where do I need to put my energy, clarity on intentions, whether this be ones that you're still working on or new ones, right? So journaling is such a good way to do that. Or, I like to use my pendulum and obviously divination. So I'll pull a few cards at the end here to see what the cards want to tell us. And so again, most of the stuff that I use comes from the Moonology diary book, as well as other sources, whether it be online or different people sharing. So that's where most of my stuff comes from. Okay, so essential oils. You all know how much I love plant medicines. So helichrysum is a really great one to use right now. If you can see the, I don't know, there we go. So helichrysum is really great. Most people know of this one as like really good for like healing like cuts, nosebleeds, wounds, but it's also really good to help calm your mind and promote healing with your psychic and emotional wounds, as well as like physical wounds. So I have a roller bottle that I've got some helichrysum mixed up with fractionated coconut oil. So I put some like on my heart and on my pulse points. So that was a really good one. I made a diffuser blend that I have going right now. So in that one, I have lemon. If you can see that. Doesn't always focus very well, but so lemon is a representation of the moon. This is the divine feminine energy. It's really good for bringing clarity and focus. So really good for if you are journaling and stuff like that, for setting your intentions, have some lemon around you. If you think about like lemon is a great one for putting in focus blends, right? So really, really great one for that. Lavender. This is the lavender. Lavender, as most people know, lavender is super great for calming, for sleep. A lot of people with this full moon energy, I feel like you're either like having insomnia right now and like really, really having trouble sleeping. So lavender could be a really good one to help you to calm your mind, to calm your body and your spirit. And it's also like, or else people are like myself, is like you just can't get enough sleep and your body's just like, give me the sleep. So listen to your body, right? Whatever it is that's needing, listen, listen, listen. So lavender is an adaptogen. So it's really good for regulating, like, what does your body need, right? It's good for that like nervous exhaustion, right? So if you are feeling that like exhaustion, it's a really great one for that. It's calming and soothing, and obviously it helps with sleep. So that's reason such a good one to be using right now. And as we all know, patchouli, anytime I can use patchouli, my favorite oil for sure. So good for grounding. It's such a good oil for grounding. It's also a good oil for emotional burnout. And to get yourself out of your head and bring that energy through your body and down into Mother Gaia. So that balance, that grounding that I spoke about, right? That's just so, so, so important to try to get us out of our head so much that this energy has us in our head. So, just a couple of drops of those in your diffuser blend. You can make up a master diffuser blend where you make up like the oils, or you can just put a couple drops in your diffuser. Mix it according to, I know some people don't like patchouli, so you may only put a couple drops of that, more of the other ones, or vice versa. So that's the oils. And just to end off with a couple crystals that are really good to help you with this time. You know, like not all signs go hand in hand together, right? They're not all compatible. It's funny how a sign, Gemini and Taurus are actually two signs that kind of like butt heads. And my brother is a Gemini and I'm a Taurus sun. So I find that so funny because we definitely can butt heads. So just being aware of that, right? And knowing those things. But so selenite, which I know I talk about all the time, selenite is such a good for purification, for clearing. It's moon energy. So, you know, work with selenite right now with this full moon. Moonstone is another like really good one. So the moonstone is also a lot of like feminine energy. It helps to awaken the feminine energy, washes away negativity, and it's also good for like protection as well. If we look at rose quartz, now obviously you don't have to have like really big crystals either. I don't, not all my crystals, I've got like smaller pieces as well. But rose quartz will help bring you back to your heart space. So especially if you're dealing with like communicating with people or even with yourself, right? The rose quartz, working with rose quartz will always help bringing you back to your heart center. So such a great crystal to be working with right now. Blue lace agate, I could not find. I'm pretty sure I have blue lace agate somewhere. I could not find it. It's another really good one for soothing and calming. Citrine, obviously, citrine is super good for abundance right now. So calling in that abundance, that confidence, focus. So it's a really good one to work with, you know, like lemon, right? And what was the other one that I wanted to mention? Oh yeah, fluorite. Super good one. This helps to create order and helps to get you out of your head as well, right? So if you're feeling like stuck in your head, if things are just running around, grab some fluorite, and that could help move you out of that. Working with fluorite and rose quartz would be really nice to get you out of your head and back into your heart center. You know, have that oil blend to help ground you at the same time. Just super good. Garnet, so mine is garnet with I just got this one from the Crystal Healing Mama. Shout out to you. Both this one and my moonstone I got, and I believe she's got a really great sale going on right now for the Christmas solstice season. So check her out. I will link her info below, as well as I know a lot of people ask about the Simply Earth. So I'll make sure I link my info below for them to order through them for sure. So this is actually, and I can never pronounce it, but it's garnet in Arvostone. I don't know. I like totally butchered that. If Danielle was on here, she totally would be able to help me with that. But garnet is such a great stone for manifestation. So yeah, you know, let go of anything that's no longer service to you. Write that down, burn it if that resonates with you, and then, you know, use this energy to call in that what you do want in your life. Let's see what wants to come through on the Moonology cards for the collective. Let's see here. So that's these ones here, the Oracle cards. Quickly, I did do a smudge before, but always good to clear and cleanse everything. Okay. I'd like to come through for the collective on this cold moon, full moon in Gemini, Source, Mother, Father, God, creator of all things. What else would you like to come through for the collective? So I got the full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. And the other one that came out was full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity, which makes so much sense for what we were talking about here. Let's see what these two have to say. The eclipse. Okay, the full moon eclipse. And just like that, a door slams shut. If you pull this card, it suggests that the situation you're asking about to reach is about to reach a peak or has just done so. The things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for. A way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself, which is what we were talking about. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time. As hard as it might be, forgiving someone for what they did could be easily to resolving the situation in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. Attuned to the moon, that which is meant for me will not pass me by. So that makes so much sense to what I was saying about being gentle on yourself, forgiving yourself and forgiving others. It's so important. So great card, I think. A time to release negativity, the full moon in Scorpio. So if you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotional, intense time since both the full moon and the Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It is time for you to feel all your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. It is that, if that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired results. That makes sense because Scorpio is all about sexuality. So attune to the moon. Emote. It's better out than in. So true. So great cards to end off with as messages that wanted to come through. I hope that you enjoyed this little video about, what this full moon is bringing us and ways to work with this energy, whether it be through journaling, through meditation, letting things go, some essential oils and some crystals. I hope this helped you out. I love you all so much. Like I said, I will link below both the Simply Oil, the oils that I use, as well as Danielle, the Crystal Healing Mama's website for you to check out. She has some fabulous oils, crystals on there. So definitely have a look at that, as well as my good friend Malika went live this morning and did an amazing full moon kind of like attunement. She pulled some cards as well, and she did some of her tuning forks, so some frequency attunement. So very good there. Definitely check that out. I wanted to mention that right now for the month of December, for the Soul Tribe or anyone watching this, I have put both my intuitive energy healings as well as my frequency attunement with those the Solex AO Scanner is 10% off. Now, I didn't realize until somebody tried to use it that the website that I'm using on services, they're not offering, right now, they don't have the option for you to put a discount on services, which is kind of weird. So they're working on that. So I guess the best way would be to email me that you would like to book an appointment, and we could try to figure out a time that works for you. You can look on my website for the times that are available. And then if you want to email me, I'll put my email information below. And that way I can just create you an invoice and send it over to you by email. That way you can get the 10% off, because I want to make sure I honor that 10%. But unfortunately, it's not available on my website apparently. So that is that. And I hope you guys have an amazing full moon. Like I said, take a look at May Levy's activation that she did last night. It was so, so, so powerful. I highly encourage you. This is such powerful work that we're able to do together as a collective. So I highly encourage you to check that out. Have an absolutely amazing evening, and we will chat soon. Take care.